Hey, this is Steve. This morning we woke up and saw this interesting blog post from the Google Webmaster Central blog, which was kind of confusing because everybody knows that this Google Penguin algorithm kind of came out and pushed webmasters who were doing maybe a little bit too aggressive links to their website to kind of stop doing that. And it's evolved over the years, and they've got this great link schemes document, and everybody knows don't use optimized anchors. Everybody's getting the warnings in their Webmaster Tools Search Console account. But today was really interesting because they did another post kind of reminding bloggers specifically not to take bribes for links. So instead of just kind of saying, hey, we don't want you buying links, what they're saying is, hey, blogger, if you are going to accept a free product or free anything in exchange for doing some linking to someone else's website, and we find out about it, we're going to penalize you, basically. I thought it was really interesting because, they've talked about it for years. Don't buy links. Don't force links to try to gain search results. Now they're saying instead of buying links, don't accept free products as a way to get someone to want you to link to them. I thought it was really interesting. So what they said in the post, and I've got it right up on my screen, what they said was basically use the nofollow tag where appropriate. And of course, for bloggers who don't really know much about HTML, they just write content all day and then publish. For some of them, this is a new thing. They probably have to go back and start no-following a lot of links with this warning, particularly if they hear about it or if it gets on the news somewhere and everyone starts talking about it. These poor bloggers are going to go through and have to clean up so many links, which could have a negative effect on websites that have been linked to from these sites for a while. I thought it was really interesting. The second thing I noticed in this first bullet was they mentioned the word PageRank. And there's a lot of buzz right now in the community about how Google removed PageRank from the toolbar that they had, little Google toolbar. And what happened was that when it disappeared, everybody starts panicking. Oh my God, PageRank is going to go away. The toolbar is gone, and maybe they're going to use RankBrain, or maybe they're going to use something else as sort of a core algorithm of how they, what formula they use to actually calculate where a page should rank in search results. And the fact that they mentioned PageRank right in that first sentence, links that pass PageRank, right, tells me that all the buzz is really just nothing to worry about. It means PageRank is still at the core of their algorithm, and that linking is a way to pass PageRank or votes from one page to another. So it's reassuring for those people who are panicking and worried about this whole toolbar thing going away. They wouldn't mention PageRank in a recent post if it wasn't going to be part of their algorithm for a while, right? So I thought that was really interesting. They linked to the link schemes guide again, which I thought was great because every SEO should be looking at that once a month. I've seen it get updated randomly, and a lot of people aren't paying attention to it. Maybe set up a Google alert or do sort of a change monitoring if that page changes, so you get an email saying this page has changed. Lots of free tools to do that. So what they are doing is basically, encouraging bloggers to use that nofollow tag. Then they're saying disclose the relationship, and they're reminding reminding us that in other countries they actually require this. Attorneys actually have to put this as an advertisement on any videos that they put on their website. And videos do help a little bit with ranking if the user stays on the page and doesn't go back to the search results and choose someone else. So videos can keep people on the page a little bit longer, and that having that ad saying this is an ad is just sort of a way to say that, look, this isn't a natural or non-advertorial type post. This is an actual advertisement. So users want to know when they're viewing sponsored content. Yeah, sometimes, but I don't know if I necessarily agree, because in some cases, what if I really liked a product? Like, I really like Umami Burger, and if they said, hey, you love Umami Burger, you're probably going to write about us at some point anyway. We'd love it if after your last review you came in and did a blog post about your experience. That's cool. I would totally do that because it's something I would do anyway. So it's kind of sad because I can't give Umami a link, even though I really enjoyed their product and before they even asked me to do a blog post. But because of this and because they asked for it, now it's unethical. So it is what it is. And the last one is creating compelling, unique content. So now they're throwing in a little panda language. So penguin at the top, right? Put a nofollow, panda at the bottom, create unique content to avoid any sort of penalties from low quality or thin content. So that was interesting. More interesting is the fact that they made such a big deal about this out of nowhere, which tells me, thinking about how they like to do warnings, that maybe something's coming, maybe another penguin's coming. And the last time they gave us a warning was in 2015. Then February they said, hey, in April we're going to basically start giving certain websites higher placement because they perform better on mobile devices. Well, in this one it's saying, hey, you better no-follow some of these links that are really more sponsored and should be referrals. So to me, that tells me we got about 30 to 45 days to really go through our link profiles and get our acts in order to make sure that if there is any links from blogs that look like advertisements to any degree, when those manual reviewers go through, that those links should have that no-follow added as quickly as possible. So with that in mind, thinking about when that next rollout might be, my prediction is, if it doesn't happen before then, that it's going to be probably around April 11th, April 12th is likely when the next penguin might roll out if it doesn't roll out before then. So what do? We have to go through our profiles and figure out what's going on. So I'm going to do a quick little video, show you how you can use some tools to see how your link profiles look and how you can start a really quick program to clean it up. There's a couple of tools I like to use. One of them is Open Site Explorer, and we just launched our website a couple weeks ago and redirected a bunch of old domains that my brand got a little bit neglected, but I'm gonna start over and we're gonna kick some butt and take some names this year, so don't laugh at my link profile. So looking at wiedemann.com, and what I'm going to do is I looked at our core domain, and I want to get all the links that are pointing to our website. So I used Open Site Explorer and one of the Moz Pro tools. And what I did is I went over to, I basically just went to the Moz Pro Open Site Explorer, put in the URL, the root domain, because I want to see all the links that are pointing to the site, not just the specific page, but all the links. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to request the CSV after we do only follow links. Because if it's a no-follow link already, we don't need to worry about it. It's not going to pass any PageRank to our web page, and if anything, maybe we'll get some referral traffic out of it. So now I've got only followed links. So what I'm going to do is request the CSV. I'm going to wait for it to do its thing. Then I'm going to go over to another tool called Ahrefs. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put in my domain, wiedemann.com, and I'm going to go to link type, and I'm only going to look at the ones that are do follow links. And then I'm going to export. Yay, I have a whopping 164 links. Probably all spam from the 2000s when we didn't know what we were doing. Well, we knew what we were doing, but we didn't know what we were going to be getting into. So I'm going to go ahead and download this export when it's ready here. Boom. All right, and let's see if our Open Site Explorer is done. Recent reports. Download. All right. And we can also look at something else. We can go right into our Search Console, and we can see how our website's being linked. So we can go to who links the most here. You can see I've got this old domain that's redirecting over. I didn't realize that many pages on that site. And you can see there's a few links pointing in. You can download this list, or you can download more sample links. Let's download this whole table. So we've got our sample links. It's really all we need. The table itself is really just domains. So now we have 3 specific reports. We've got the one from our Google Search Console. We've got one from Moz, and then we've got one from Ahrefs. I'm going to go ahead and create a new sheet. And we're going to save it to our desktop. And desktop. And we're going to call it toxic, or just links to review. Here we go. And we don't lose any of our raw data. Let's go ahead and take this list, Control C, and you know what, this one, let's go ahead and paste it. But this is going to be one that needs review, because Google Search Console doesn't tell you whether it's a follow or a no follow link. It's something that you're going to have to figure out on your own. And there's some tools I'll show you in a minute that might make the job a little bit easier for you. Let's add a new tab. And we're going to call this third-party tools, or third-party insights. All right, so we can close this guy. Let's go ahead and open up this report. And what we want is probably just we can get rid of the scores. These are only the do follows. So I'm going to keep just the URL, title, anchor text, and target URL. So let's do that. Control C. Paste. Let's go to the end. URL, title, anchor text, and target URL. Let's close this guy. And we got one more. So we've got URL. Anchor text will be next. And link URL. Okay, Control C, Control V. So I'm missing one. What am I missing? Title. Ah, there we go. So I did miss that one. Insert. Oops. Insert. URL. Title. Anchor. And link URL. Title, anchor, and link URL. Cool. End. Control C. End. Control V. Awesome. Now what we can do, now that we've got a combined list, is we can dedupe it. So what we're going to do is go to data, and we're going to remove duplicates. And let's make sure that everything is deselected except for the URL itself, since the data might be a little bit different on each one. 30 duplicates were found. How interesting is that, huh? All right. And now to keep it simple, we might want to go ahead and sort by URL, A to Z. Make sure there's nothing weird in terms of duplicates that we need to worry about. A lot of garbage in here. Wow, that's interesting. Talk about spam. All right, cool. So that's it. Now we've got our referring URL. We've got our title. We've got our anchor text. Title URL. Awesome. Now what we want to do is we also want to create a name for each one. So I'm going to do a little math here, a little magic on these URLs. I'm going to put this into Microsoft Word, like so. So here's a little trick I learned. So we're going to paste values, like so. And then what we're going to do is Control H, and we're going to replace the slash with a tab, which is the little up arrow and a T. Replace all, like so. And then we Control A, Control C, and then what we're going to do is go back into Excel. Let's open up a new tab, and then we're going to paste, like so. And then everything else can go away. And we can remove this extra column, like so. Now we can take everything here, Control C, and then let's go ahead and put it up in the wrong tab. Third-party insights. So what we're doing basically is we're creating a site name. Site name. Since it would just take forever to do it manually, let's just use the domain as the site name, because we're going to upload this list in a few minutes to a system and keep track of everything we're doing. I like to get rid of funky symbols too. I don't know why they happen, but they happen. So if we see them, we get rid of them. There's one more in here. Like so. I'm sure that's just another language. All right, cool. So we will save this file, links to review, and now we've got ourselves a file for us to go through one by one and see what we want to keep and what needs to go away. And since it's ordered by domain, it should be easy to see what's what's an authentic post versus what is not. So just go through them one by one by one, and if it looks like something that was written because you did something or paid someone, or it looks like an advertisement, just reach out to them and tell them that it needs to be fixed. Now, an easy way to keep track of all the ones that you're working on is to use a tool called BuzzStream, and I think I might have one open. I sure do. So I want to give you an example. So let's say I'm going through this list, and I go into BuzzStream, I go through this list, and I find that SEOroadmap.org is linking to me. It's linking, yes, it verified it, it's a valid link, because I uploaded a sheet earlier. I didn't, I just uploaded one URL, but let's pretend I uploaded a sheet earlier. And then what happens is it links, but it's not a nofollow link. So I need to look at that. Now that I have that list, it makes it really easy. I need to look at that to make sure that it's not something that Google's going to penalize. So I'll look at the web page. I'll dig into the individual web page that's linking. All right, and linking from, here's the page. I'll pull it open. It's right here. And it says About Us. Weedman Consulting Group, includes a group of geeks, blah, 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 blah. Cool, that seems natural. But if this was a blog post that said, here's why you need to try this, and it's this sort of big advertisement about us, and it's not just a love post, it's a advertisement post of any degree, then I'll need to reach out to the site. This is my site, but pretending it's not. Reach out to the site and say, hey, you really shouldn't be using a followed link in this because you're advertising, and Google just put a blog post up about how they don't want bloggers to be putting links out when it's really advertising in nature. So if you could just add a nofollow to it, I know that's going to potentially affect my ranking a little bit, but that's okay. I'm doing enough cool things that I'll get some new links organically with all this great new content I'm putting out. So you'll contact the webmaster. BuzzStream allows you to quickly and easily find who the actual people are related to the website. So when you do your upload, let's go to, I'm at Wiedemann Toxic Links, let's go to websites here, and then what I'm going to do is add websites, I'm going to import from an existing file. It says it wants to use a CSV. So what we'll do is we'll pull open our sheet, links to review, and then what we're going to do is just save it as a CSV file. Before we do, though, we'll need to put it in a separate sheet because this has separate tabs and we don't want to lose this. So let's create a new one. Let's paste the values in there, and then let's save as, put it on our desktop, and we're going to call this toxic links or links to review. And then let's make sure this is a CSV file. So let's make it comma delimited. Save. Yep. Now we can minimize this stuff. Let's match my CSV file. Links to review.csv. And let's go ahead and upload. All right. BuzzStream is site name. We're going to change that to website name. Linking from. Linking to. Anchor text is anchor text. Title. I don't know if it, website name, I don't think there is a title attribute on this particular one. Yeah, so BuzzStream at the moment doesn't have that particular field, so we're going to skip that one. And let's go ahead and get this thing imported. Notice I'm in a project that I created called Toxic Links, because this is one that we want to go through, and we might move links from one project to another. I'm going to go ahead and pause while it's doing its upload, and we'll see what this bad boy looks like. All right, our file is uploaded, and we've got ourselves a nice little list that we can go through. I've created a cool little filter, because sometimes the reports you get from Ahrefs and Moz aren't as recent as, say, now. So what I did is I basically kicked off a backlink check of every link that I've imported from Moz and Ahrefs. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one of my little saved filters. I created one called active links and drop links. Drop links means they were linking when the report that I downloaded, but they're not linking now. So I'm not really worried about them. I can go back and look at each one and see if it's a good new link opportunity, if it was dropped for some reason, and it should be there. But right now, for this project, I'm trying to figure out how to identify and get rid of links that are problematic. So I'm going to click on my active links filter, which I created just by going to link checks and choosing linking yes. I'll click done. And these are all the links now that are active, that were just crawled and verified that they are linking. So I'm going to go through each one of these. And you'll notice they're all followed links because we imported them as followed links. That may change when you run your backlinks check, but for the most part, it's usually pretty accurate. So now I'm just going to go to each one at a time, and if it looks like something, all right, I found one that looks interesting. So here is a page, Market Watch. So that's pretty cool. This is actually a press release. One thing I like to look at is making sure that there's no explicit keywords in it. But in this case, this is just some press release that went out, and it looks like someone on the PR side. It's linking to my old SEO Steve site, which is redirecting. I don't see any explicit anchors. This is press. It's not advertising. So, and there's a straight URL straight to my bio page. So this is safe. This one I can leave alone, or I can create a tag and basically say, nope, this page is actually okay, and we're not going to add it to our list of what we want to clean up. What we will do is change the link type to media placement. Make sure that is in there. And let's go ahead and I'm other acquisition method and save. So one thing I forgot to mention is if we determined that a link was okay, it's not toxic, it's not an advertisement, it's just something that's naturally out there on the web, and we feel good about it, it's okay to move it to a different project. So what we're going to do, in this case, since this is our toxic link project, we're actually going to move it to somewhere else. So we close out of the individual site, we're going to select it, we're going to click move, and I am going to move this project to somewhere else. So again, move project, and I think I'm going to move this one to news and press, since this is PR. And we'll hit OK, and it's gone. We had another one earlier, SEO roadmap. I did the same thing. I just basically moved it to news and press, or I moved that one actually to industry websites, a different project. And now I can go through this list, and I can start working through what's a good link and what's one that I want removed or could be hurting hurting my rankings. Now this isn't a very difficult task. If you can train somebody offshore to do this work for you, record your screen, go through an hour of them yourself, so that you can determine what's a good, what's a bad. And when the good ones are identified and you know that it's a valid organic link, somebody just shared or curated your content, go ahead and move it over to a different project so that all that's left are the nasty ones that you want to get rid of. And then you can either work with that resource or do it yourself and get them, all those toxic links cleaned up. And I would do this as quickly as possible with that last update that Google Webmaster Central put out. I would get that done ASAP because it looks like it could be a really big deal, and it looks like it's probably going to happen before April. So get in there, get your downloads going, get your uploads to BuzzStream, identify what's a toxic link and move out anything that's not, and just start working through those tasks. My name's Steve Wiedemann. Hopefully this was helpful. Sorry it was 30 minutes, but again, this is something everybody needs to do, and I want to make sure I went through every piece of it so that you can see how I do it from beginning to end and not have to get ripped off by some search company trying to, take your money. So anyway, this is Steve. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this was helpful.